Who's been the biggest underperformance you reckon this season?
Oh, can't go past Para.
Yeah, Souths. They just fell off the cliff.
How do I spell Dolphins?
DOLFH. F? Oh, did I say F? Yeah. Tactically, what does New South Wales need to do to win game 2? Brent.
They need 13 players on the field.
Yeah.
You never see Queensland old boys ever question the team that they've picked. Commentators always question the Blues pick.
Yes. Fucking back these boys. Team selection for game 1 gets announced, and the first thing we'll do is try to find holes within that team. 18th team expansion.
Team comes into New Zealand like straight away.
Yes.
It's gonna be like we've
I
got
like
this
that.
rivalry.
I do
So
like
we
that.
like
Guys, let's bring out the chips and the sauce, please.
That's hot. Grab us water, seriously.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Trot, episode 34. We're officially at the halfway mark of the NRL season. I thought I brought our all-star cast for the show today. James Graham, Reni Maitua, the Fox. How are we, boys?
going good, lads. Looking forward to getting into our earlier season predictions. We've dreadful.
Yeah, how's it looking, Ren?
So far, not very good, mate. Yeah, it'd be good to see who we went for earlier in the year.
Beautiful. And obviously, Fox, got you back on the show. You got some time up your sleeve, obviously,
Yes.
with that hamstring injury. How's it all going now?
It's going good. It's going good. Last day of rehab today. A couple of days off, so just enjoy a bit of time off footy.
Happy days. All right, boys, I'm keen to know your top 8 predictions at the start of the season. So I'm just quickly looking at mine, and it doesn't look too good. I've got the Warriors first, Roosters, Broncos, Panthers, Manly, Storm, Para, and the Bulldogs. Now, obviously, looking at that, I'm pretty off the mark there. What about you, James?
I've got the Roosters, the Panthers, Souths. They were looking good until someone came on a podcast and dogged their coach. Broncos, Storm, Dogs, Sharks, and Manly.
Funny that. You weren't complaining.
You were just trying to spite my predictions. Actually, not.
Let's not get into that again.
So I wasn't much better. Panthers, Roosters, Broncos, Manly, Storm, Warriors, Para, but the big one was the Dolphins, and you laughed at me.
I did. We both
laughed
did,
at
to
me.
be fair. We both did. What about you, Foxy? Are you surprised where you guys are sitting on the ladder, or were you always... did you always have the belief that you guys could do something special this year?
I didn't think it would come around so quick, to be honest with you. But we've got a good bunch of boys that come in that we needed, and we're just really enjoying going to training every day. And you can see it on the field that we love playing footy with each other. So yeah, but I got Dogs number 1, bro. It's Trot.
And of course,
Just Dogs at the top. I love it.
so looking at the ladder, I'm way off. We've obviously got the Storm first, Sharks second, Panthers third, Dolphins fourth, Raiders 5th, Roosters 6th, Bulldogs 7th, and the Broncos at 8th. And looking at that, we've got some obvious teams in the top 8 that we predicted they were going to be there, but some surprise packets like the Raiders. You would probably argue that the Bulldogs, coming off the back of last season, it's pretty surprising they're sitting 8th at the moment in the top 8. Who surprised you the most?
The Dragons.
You know what? I laughed at you last time on the show because, I don't know, I thought you had some inside knowledge because you had this, bit of confidence about the Dragons this year. Why is that?
I don't know, mate. I think I looked at them at the start of the season. Ben Hunt wanted out. Zach Lomax wanted out. They were favourites to win the Wooden Spoon, or one of the favourites, and just surprised me just how good Coach Flano's been. Like, what an impact he's had in, 6 months? One off season?
Yeah.
Like half a season of football, and he's got them from, it's the same bunch of blokes as well. They've only signed Leilua and Fatalamarana.
Yeah.
And it's the same. Look what he's done.
I love it. What about you, Ren? Who's exceeded your
Even
expectations?
even though I had the Dolphins in there, look, you've got Nicarima in career best form. Kartoa's gone to another level. They're missing Gilbert. They're missing Flegler. They just get through their work. They get through their processes, and they're just staying in the grind, staying in the game, and and they're getting the results. So Dolphins to be sitting at 4th. I don't know the draw too well and how many of the top 4 teams they've come across yet.
They have had 2 buys.
2 buys. Well, he's picking they won't be in the 8.
Well, if you look at last season, they got a lot of injuries early on in the year. They were sitting pretty comfortably in the top 4. I remember having this conversation with you last year. I actually predicted the Dolphins to make the top 8 last year until all those injuries and they obviously fell off the wagon. But similar story now. They've got no genuine props besides Mark Nichols playing this week against the Sharks. They got Kenneth Bromwich and Felice Kafusi playing up front. They're a bit light, in my opinion, but if they can stay healthy, I can't see no reason why they can't play finals footy.
Yeah, look, I just think they're just going great, and they've obviously got a good system there. I don't think Wolfie gets enough credit, the assistant coach, especially what he did for the Tongan team and
Flying under the radar.
And I presume, like Wayne's obviously the man manager, and I presume that Wolfie's probably doing the most of the coaching, correct? So, look, they're doing well, and I hope they can stay in the 8.
Who's been the biggest underperformers you reckon this season? Fox can lead us off.
What's that, sorry?
The biggest underperformers this season.
I can't go past Para.
Yeah.
Like, I know they've had a few injuries and all that kind of stuff, but just the quality of players they've got on their side, they've probably just missed the mark on a couple of games. And, I feel like Para, yeah.
Yeah, I think, there's a few. Obviously, Para, there's one. I think South surprised a lot of people this year.
South too, so I didn't even
Like, look at that roster. They're full of stars and they just unfortunately haven't put it together. And they've had some distractions, yes, but you know what? There is actually a chance for them to make the top 8, believe it or not. And, we might see Latrell back in the Origin arena as well, which might, boost everyone's confidences up. And they're getting some troops back as well. They've got Cameron Murray back. Stretch, I think, is a big loss for him. I feel like Cameron Murray and Stretch, they're crocs of that team. They're the biggest workers in that team.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they've been missing this year, to be totally honest with you. What about you, Gemma? Who's underperformed for you?
Yeah, South.
Yep.
Yeah, they really disappointing. They didn't make the 8 last year. I think after, they showed so much promise. They were top of the table after 10 rounds last season. All roads were looking towards the top 4, and then they just fell off the cliff. And I thought, the off season, they'll come together, regroup, refocus. They're obviously some people in the background in terms of their assistant coaches moved on. I thought that had galvanised the group, and it surprised me just how much they struggled to put it together, because some of the players that they've got there, I think they're a bit light in the middle, but some of the players that they've got there, Wayne Bennett's got a big job for them next year, but it wouldn't surprise me to see them back.
Are they a real building club?
Well, they're going to have to make some changes, but no, they're not on a rebuild.
I agree.
I think they'll go pretty. They'll rise pretty quickly. Whether or not they can compete for top 4, and just how much scars these past 18 months have left.
Yeah.
But
Wayne, it's about healing this group and getting them united again.
I agree. What about you, Ren?
Yeah, I think everyone's sort of just spoken about it. The same thing. When we did this episode at the start of the year, no one ever thought that South wouldn't be in the 8. But just looking forward now, I like their spine. You've got an experienced spine. You've got Cook, you've got Jack at 6, Cody at 7.
Yeah, I like that too.
And Latrell at 1. So I can see him stringing a few wins together now. And, stranger things happen. Maybe they can push for the 8.
Wouldn't that be a story? All right, boys. Looking at what the ladder looks like now and our own ladder and predictions, let's see what teams will be playing finals footy this year, and we'll revisit later in the show. Let's go. Put down your teams, boys. I'm going to put...
What are you doing?
Just put down your top 8 predictions.
The new top 8.
Yeah, the new top 8.
I've got mine ready to go, lad.
Do ya? You must be in a hurry. Well, can you tell me, why were you late today? Why were you late? You're someone that's not really late. And
No, I hate being late.
Yeah,
I despise being late. Unfortunately, I was doing a recording, didn't have access to my phone, didn't know the time, saw a missed call off and thought, shit.
Would that have flown by if you were in a footy club and a footy team with that excuse?
They've either got dropped or have to wrestle everyone. So
Oh, okay. Oh, we've got...
I'd take the wrestling over getting dropped.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
I think I would too.
Obviously, Fox can't comment. But I think I'd rather wrestle everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I would do a bit of extra training. I'd hate to get dropped.
Can I say, it's a very vulnerable position to be in Shark Bay if you have to wrestle 30 blokes.
Yeah, but you just get on with it, don't you?
Yeah. Just pretty much bend over and cop it.
What's my punishment for being late? It's not that shit sauce, is it?
No, it's not.
Thank God for that.
Yes. All right, I'm just going to quickly...
I'll give you mine. Sharks.
Go for it.
Penrith, Storm, Roosters, Broncos, Dogs, Manly, Warriors.
Very nice. Warriors.
Yeah, they snuck in, lad. I know.
Yeah, you laughed at me when I had Warriors in my top 8. Why?
No,
Why are they
I
stuck
laughed
in?
when you had them at top. When you had them at top. That's what I laughed at. I didn't laugh at you having them in the 8. I didn't have them in my 8. The past 3 weeks, they've pulled it around.
Yeah. I agree. What about you, Ren?
I've got Panthers, Dogs, Storm, Sharks, Roosters, Warriors.
Yep.
I've got the Cows sneaking in with 3 buys up their sleeve.
Yes. Like it.
And 8th, I'm gonna think Broncos will just hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
How do I spell Dolphins?
What?
Dolphin.
DOLFH. Oh, did I say F?
Yeah,
P.
PH.
Sorry, I'm writing something here. This has gone out. Oh my god.
Who else have I got here?
Well, you're still trying to figure out how to spell
Nah,
dolphins.
go.
I've got Storm, Sharks, Penrith Roosters, Broncos, Bulldogs, Manly, and Warriors. I thought Manly have been quite the underperformers this year. I don't know. You just can't. I don't know what to make of them. Like they've got the roster. Luke
And they
Brooks.
started the season so well.
Yep.
Like they pumped Penrith
Yeah.
at Brookie, and then
Can I ask, what would you do with Tom Trbojevic when he returns? Do you slot him at fullback or centre?
fullback.
Personally,
Even with the risk over his head.
Yeah.
I reckon centre. He won't do as much running.
I think start him at centre, integrate him slowly,
yeah.
Get some Ks under his legs, volume, and then I reckon once he's conditioned, put him at fullback. I don't want to throw him straight to fullback, particularly 3 quarters into the season.
Remember what he did for New South Wales when he was playing centre? He went looking for the ball.
Yeah.
It's like it's not as many Ks in your legs as fullback, but you can still float him on both sides of the field to playing centre.
100. What about you? Show me your top 8, brother.
Top 8. First Dogs, second Panthers, third Storm, fourth Sharks, fifth Roosters, sixth Bronx, seventh Dolphins, and eighth Canberra.
All right, there might be a bit of a reward whoever gets closest with their top 8 at the end of the year. So I'll let you guys. I want everyone to put in the comments as well. Put your prediction for your top 8 Premiership favourites of 2024. So I had obviously the Warriors. I'm kind of moving from that. I thought the Roosters had a solid chance. They haven't kicked and been as consistent as well. It's been a weird season. I feel like last year, first and second, massive gap with the rest of the comp, right? Panthers and Broncos. This year, I feel like a lot of teams have an opportunity to win it. What do you reckon?
It's hard to go past Panthers, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Like, they're beating top 4 teams without their best player.
when they
like,
touched up Sharkies, that was a statement.
And they beat the
At
Roosters
Shark
without
Park too.
Cleary as well.
Yeah.
At Shark Park too.
Like-
That's-
Pretty frightening what they can do. Plus, they got Fisher Harris leaving, Luai. So they'll be motivated to send them off as winners.
They have a reason.
They've got experience. Like, Cleary not playing Origin, so he's fresh. Like, it's gonna be a tough ass to beat them.
And I still feel like they're sort of flying under the radar almost. It's weird.
I reckon as well, like, someone needs to beat them in the semi. I don't think any team there can beat them in the final. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Just too conditioned. Yeah.
someone will have to beat them in the game before the final, and then, or someone have that team do their dirty work for them. Do you know? So if you're on the other side of the draw, get someone else to beat Penrith and then beat that team in the final because they'll be spent.
They just don't beat themselves. That's why they're so good.
Yeah.
And I can't see any other team beating them in those big game moments as well. I feel like look at the Broncos last year. They had the game and then just unraveled in the last 15.
Yeah, it's just the system they've got, the conveyor belt. They just bring someone drops out, someone else comes in, do your job. I saw Wade Graham talk about it, and he said that's when you know you've got a good club when the system controls the sort of team, and you just dropping people in at different points, and then you get these kids coming from reserve grade or flag, and they just come in, do their job, and then the next one comes back.
Are they your premiership favourites as well?
Oh, absolutely, you can't go past them.
4P coming up. What about you, Fox? I know what you're going to say. That's a pretty stupid question.
I've got to back my team, don't
Yeah,
I?
100. Yeah, 100.
But with the Panthers, like having the same defensive system, you sort of understand why they've been so good. They're pressure defensive side, and the good attacking sides suffer from that. So they're just well trained and well drilled, bro. And we do that every day as well. So I sort of know what they're going through.
So would it be a surprise to you? Because you obviously got Cameron, who was the ex-defensive coach of
That's
the
what I mean,
Panthers. So you've got an insight into how they defend, the way they work hard for each other. So What are your thoughts around that?
It's a connection as well. Like you can see how connected we are as a team at the Dogs, but you can see how connected they are at the Panthers. So, with the defensive system, like they put pressure on you defending. You know what I mean? So you're the one that's got to come up with the mistake first, and they're so mentally strong, and that's what we've been working on as well. So,
and teams love attacking, right? Not really defending.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
guys, Panthers, you guys enjoy defending and scrapping.
Yeah,
so
it's a pleasure,
Speak for
bro.
yourself, Sauce.
what was that?
Many would like getting involved in a few tackles.
What do you mean? Well, what?
Don't say that we didn't like defending.
I'm not saying you don't like
You're
defending.
saying teams don't like defending. We like defending.
Well, like, no, we're talking about the current model, like the current day teams, right? We're not talking about previous years.
Wingers
back.
have changed. Wingers like getting in, not back
You know
in your
what?
day.
I've got my partner here to back me up, all right? So Jammer's still sticking to his guns that we are pretty much irrelevant in a footy team. What do you reckon? What's your answer to that?
All the
What's
great
your-
start on the wing.
Mate,
Craig Bellamy.
centre's the easiest job. You guys actually do a bit of work now.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're changing your
I'll
narrative now, your rhetoric.
cop that. I'm averaging 16 tackles a game.
You're not
15 carries a game. I am.
16 carries or tackles?
tackles. You
16
said
tackles.
yeah.
16 carries.
You said tackle, and I was
16
like,
tackles.
hold on a minute. We'll get into this debate later. Wooden spooners. You said the Tigers initially.
Yeah, I think we all said the Tigers.
Tigers.
Oh, what a horrible
You can't ask
position.
him that.
I'm keeping it humble, bros.
Okay, you can keep it humble. I'm gonna say Tigers.
I don't know, bro. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have to answer that. You're in a tough position.
I don't know.
I get it. I get it. I'm going to say Tigers as well. They're up against it. I think it all comes from management, playing roster. It's funny. I heard you talking on 360 the other night, and the conversation about Lockie Galvin came up. And you have Shane Richardson over in England shopping players around, but when a player of Lachlan's stature and he puts in obviously a release in, he gets knocked back. What's your thoughts?
Well, it's double standards, really.
Yeah.
So, talk of like him just being a kid, but you're very impressionable, and you're in that environment where you think that that's okay. If he's at a stronger club, he's not asking for that, even if he's not getting game time. Look at what happened to Sam Walker. Sam Walker got dropped to New South Wales Cup last year, but he knew he was on the right path for development, and he wouldn't get shopped around, so he stays there. But then you look at a kid like Galvin, he's getting shaped, and he's getting the impression that it's okay to go and shop and look around because that's what the club are doing with some of the other players.
It's a very new world, different world.
Well, also, mate, it pisses me off because if a player does it, there's no loyalty in the game. Look at what the club's done for him. But if a club does it, it's just a business.
Yeah.
Sports a business now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
well, hang on a minute. Loyalty goes both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it. Your club's got to stand for something.
But the player
Or it
comes to
doesn't.
the
But
player
that's
comes
it.
to criticism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because back in our days, if we had a teammate that goes, I'm not happy here, I want to release. As a teammate, how would that make you feel?
Yeah, I'm sure it's put pressure on him now. I mean, I didn't say a word in the dressing room until I'd played 100 games.
Yeah.
That's how much times have changed, So I don't know what kind of advice he's getting, and he's definitely a player of the future. But I'd just like to just do your apprenticeship, don't ruin your reputation, and you'll get that money down the track. But Isaac Moses, that's one person. That's all I need to say.
The king. But you know what? There's also an opportunity for Lockie. Where are the Tigers now? They're bottom of the table, If he sticks it out at that club, he can create his own legacy, his own name. He could be the reason why the Tigers are such a successful organisation.
He can bring it back from the Ashes, like John Sutton. He had plenty of opportunities to leave South back in the day.
Yeah.
All right, he stuck with them, went through the fire with them. They win a premiership in 2014. Now he's the South legend, So that's a legacy he could leave at the Tigers.
I agree. I totally agree. State of Origin, boys, where did we watch it? Did we go to the game?
We were at the game.
were at the game. We were sharing tissues. Who are you two? What are your thoughts on the game?
Oh, because you were crying.
Oh, you think it?
I was just making sure.
Oh my God. You're
I just-
jammer.
hey.
Fuffies.
Just gotta make sure.
when guys sit like that, I'm just gonna say it makes me feel very uncomfortable.
I like it. Something like
I
that.
actually do that.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I just on a podcast,
How?
I think
I like that. Like I can understand
I'm
that.
very like
Jesus
this.
Christ.
I like that.
Yeah, but Jammer, can you just can you do that for me?
It's a bit.
Oh God.
Yeah, but you got to think your legs, bro. Look how skinny my legs are.
Yeah,
I don't like these legs being on camera. They look beyond white.
sorry, when I drop a grenade like that, I just get really caught up. Anyway, so State of Origin, game 2.
Yeah.
Tactically, what does New South Wales need to do to win game 2? Brent.
They need 13 players on the field.
Yeah.
I was spitting back. I was spitting back.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
that's
would
good.
help. That would help. Like, yeah, not pointing the finger or anything.
I feel sorry feeling for the first team. Like,
It's not it's because
12 players.
everyone's getting judged off that off the performance.
Yeah.
No one cares if you're playing with 12 men, 11 men. Fuck.
Yeah.
I
That's
thought they were
true.
making inroads with 12 men, though. You know, I think they were punching through the middle. I couldn't understand why they were trying to go around them at some point.
Yeah.
And I mean, the game plan should have been, look, we're going through the middle third and we just got to put it up in the air and put a 50-50 kick. You know, twice Nico did kick it away from Lomax, and the one time he did kick to him, we scored. So, you know, those moments, and it's easy for me to say when I'm watching a TV that, you know, making the right decisions. But I'm confident. I'm confident in this team.
I'm confident too. I was confident. Yeah. I can see what Michael Maguire's trying to do. He's got a big, aggressive side. Like,
It's got an effort-based team.
yeah, and I obviously playing with 12 men, no one predicted, and not even the New South Wales coaching staff even predicted to go down 12 men after less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it was fight or flight after that for most of the players. I feel I can put myself in the players' shoes as well. Like, no one would want to be the next person to fuck up as well. So we would have played a bit protective.
Safe.
Played
100.
safe.
Yeah.
I've got a question. Would you have picked Suoliti on the right when he plays majority of his footy on the left? Do you have a problem with players with their lefts and rights? Because for me personally, I think you should have kept him in his on the left where he plays the majority of his football.
Yeah.
As an edge defender, you're looking at different peripheral, different detail, different timing, different spacing. He hit Walsh with his right shoulder.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, you hit him with your left
Shoulder, yeah, correct.
right? So I just, like, I don't think, you know, the outcome could have changed, but I just thought, why wouldn't we put Critter on the right and keep Suoliti on the left?
Well, I played most of my career on the left, and my first season at Souths, I went straight to the right. And body position, like, you have to kind of
Everything
reprogram
changes.
yourself.
Yeah.
The way you turn your neck, the way you kind of have to try and stay square. Because if I'm staying on the left, I want to try and like keep my left shoulder slightly tucked back to keep me a bit more open, so I can make a covering tackle. But then when I was on the right, like, I kind of, because I was so programmed to go and facing this way, I was always kind of turned in. If that makes sense.
Yep.
So yeah, I actually like that. I did back him to play centre though. He's a big
I backed
body.
him to play centre.
Yeah,
but I just thought, why wouldn't? Well, first of all, I didn't like two rookies next to each other,
yeah, I didn't like that either.
and I just thought, well, what are we trying to do here? If he plays on the left of the Roosters, Critter, proven playing left and right.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just put him over on the right? It was just a strange decision.
I reckon they would have had the discussion through camp.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Like
Well,
Maj would ask.
there's a lot that goes behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
But this is months and months in advance to that game one selection. Like, they would have had to, think to themselves, is he good enough to play right centre? Is he good enough to play left centre? And man, I think it's blown out of proportion a bit, and I think it's really inflamed just because of that moment. And all of us, we've got our own opinions on it now in hindsight, but fuck, I don't know. I just, what I'm sick of? I'm just sick of the rhetoric that Queenslanders they're hard workers. They're always the underdogs. They always fight for each other, but New South Wales never get the same flowers, if that makes sense. Gemma, you being a POM, I want to hear from you. You're in neutral ground.
Yeah, I guess. Look, I love State of Origin, but whoever wins or whoever loses, I'll just sleep that night. I don't think about the game. Like, obviously it's interesting, but I have no emotional attachment to it, so it's great for me to watch. Reni brings up a really good point about the left and the right. I've not thought of it like that, and just how much of a difference and how consequential that could have been. Queensland seemed to be different. I think it's that little brother,
Big brother thing.
psyche where they broke away from New South Wales and got independence, and they probably look at it and go like, well, yeah, we want to stick it to you. And obviously the history of Origin as well, how plenty of Queenslanders used to play for the New South Wales before it became Origin in 1980. So history is important to understand. They seem to tap into that. But just on game 2, like New South Wales just have to find a way to win. Maguire's got to get a team. It's not even the best players. Just get a team and get a game plan to win the game. That's all that matters, because we've got to have a decider. I hate it when it doesn't go to a decider.
I
Like,
agree.
how good would that be?
Yeah.
I think sometimes as well, sport gives you opportunities. We know that, and there's always subplots going on. And I think for me, the stage is set for Mitchell. Like,
Yeah.
he's been pulled from pillar to post all year. He's had, probably by his own high standards, a disappointing season on the field with what he's produced. But he's got an opportunity, I think, in State of Origin to become the hero. And you can just imagine him, Suncorp Stadium, New South Wales, go up there. Like, I when I watch Origin, I like the Hollywood side of it and like the fairy tale. I think for a guy like him, you could just imagine him in Queensland getting booed after they've just won, just like,
That's folklore.
I'm the man.
sometimes, and it might not happen, but I like to think about like opportunities that get presented to people, and
Like
going
that.
from the villain to the hero would be amazing for him.
You know what I see the difference between Queensland and New South Wales? I feel like New South Wales, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think we play with too much emotion, particularly in the lead up. All the time, whenever I see articles, media, TV media, I always say how much we want to smash them, we want to beat the shit out of them, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like it really clouds our judgment when you go into the game. When I see Queensland, I don't see them play with too much emotion. I feel like they're very structured, they're very level-headed. Doesn't make because emotion can cloud judgment. Like, for example, I know I don't want to keep mentioning the Joseph Suaalii hit, right? But that was an emotional decision, right?
Yeah.
He's come out of the line, shot out. Listen, I don't disagree on what he was trying to do, but the execution was off.
Yeah.
But that happens when you're too emotional
Yep.
in your frame of mind.
Well, I mean, on the bigger stage, like sometimes it's hard to control your emotion. If I'm Suaalii, I'm come flying out at Walsh too. I'm going to try and put a shot on him. But when you talk about Queensland and their emotion, you think about their coach. How emotional have you ever seen Billy Slater as a coach? Maybe on the field a little bit, animated, but he just keeps them calm. And they've got good game managers. You've got DCE's 34, you've got Ben Hunt 34, and then you just you put in the class of the hammer around them and all these like really quick players. Like they've just got a good chemistry, good balance. They've got good leaders in their team that have probably played a lot more football together, especially in key positions.
Predictions? Game 2? Who wins?
New South Wales.
Yeah. Well, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I just wanted to touch on, like, I feel like you never see Queensland old boys ever question the team that they've picked. You always see like commentators always question the Blues pick. Like, old players that have worn the jersey always question the team and put pressure on our team straight away. Like, I feel like Queensland don't put pressure on their team.
100% agree with that. I even fucking put something on my social media. I was so fucking over it.
Yeah.
Like, the team selection for game 1 gets announced, and the first thing we'll do is try to find holes within that team.
Yeah.
Fucking back these boys. Zach Lomax got his fucking debut jersey to play, and we're trying to think to ourselves, is it worth it? Was it him? Should someone else have been playing in his stead? Fucking just back the guy.
Yeah.
Like, back the players that we've picked.
100%.
It's a talking point, right? So that's what the media try to do. I was confident from the start. I really believe in the system that Madge is trying to put in place.
I agree, yeah.
100%.
He's kind of like he's big on his morals and his standards and things like that. But you've only got 3 games to get it right. He doesn't have 26 rounds.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. All right, moving on. 18th team expansion. I think it's the hottest topic at the moment, the last couple of years. Last year, there were talks of Newtown Jets and the Perth merger. And early this year, I think it was a done deal that the PNG government and the Australian government agreed to take an 18th team to PNG. And now I heard more reports that North Sydney Bears are in the race with the Perth, and Newtown Jets are back in the fight. And mate, I don't know what to fucking believe now. But in terms of expansion, we touched on it last time, if you remember.
Yeah.
You were a big fan of going to Wellington. Definitely agree on that. Still sticking to that.
I think so, mate. Yeah, so there's a Super Rugby semi-final between two New Zealand teams happening this weekend, and they've moved it so it doesn't clash with the Warriors.
Sell our crowd too.
So, we're making inroads there. I think there's a big talent pool there. Look, I think eventually all these teams that we spoke about are going to come in because it's going to get to 20. It's just who gets that 18th. That's where the race is on. And there's strong cases for New Zealand, strong cases for Perth, strong cases for Papua New Guinea.
I think Papua New Guinea is off the back of a political arm getting into play. I feel obviously there's influence from the Chinese government really trying to get into the Pacific and stuff like that, and the Australian government trying to combat that. And the draw card is the number one watch sport in PNG, which is basically religion, is rugby league. Let's give them a rugby league team, and then we can be highly in favour.
Do we have enough talent for more teams? Are we going to dilute it too much? I know the Dolphins have done well, but it just worries me that we're going to bring another team in, and there's not going to be enough players for them to be able to compete for, I don't know, maybe 5-10 years.
We have the coaches as well.
Well, coaches as well, yeah. Well, with Perth, I know there is a development pathway system over there. I'm pretty sure it's Harry Matts and SG Ball. They have their own team, don't they?
Perth
Pirates?
Well, they used to.
Or
I'm pretty
something
sure
like
we used to versus Perth team back in the day.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I can't remember what the team was.
But they have something there.
Yeah,
They've got a
they
stadium
do.
there.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Definitely another New Zealand team.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Wellington.
Yeah.
We've got North Island,
Too
South
cold
Island.
over there. The land of the wet, bro. It's always raining over
You're
there.
always Jewy.
How good, the other teams as well. I love the rivalry. Bulldogs play Para, King's birthday on a Monday. Generates atmosphere. There's a genuine bit of hatred there. If a new team comes into Perth, they've got no natural rival.
True.
A new team comes into Papua New Guinea, they've got no natural rival. Where if a team comes into New Zealand, straight away, it's going to be we've
I
got
like
this
that.
rivalry.
I do
So
like that.
there's more to the game than just. There's all sorts of aspects to look at, pathways, TV rights, but think about the big rivalry that happened in New Zealand, the buzz around it. When the Dolphins came in, one of the attractions to them was when they played the Broncos. It's another Queensland derby. So TV dictates a lot, media dictates a lot of where our game or how our game's shaped. I just think with a second team over there, it'd be the stories write themselves, don't they?
What do you call the Wellington Wanderers?
Wellington Wanderers.
I don't know. I just threw that out there. I don't know. It's an interesting one. Yeah. What would you call the Wellington team? Oh. Anyway, probably a topic for another day because we'll be here all
Wellington Munners. Oh,
so the future of expansion. How many teams can you see us going to 2030? They want to make it a 20-man comp. 20-team comp, I should say, in 2032. Can you see that happening?
Yeah, I reckon so. I know Reni spoke about is the talent pool big enough? That is a concern. You got to look at ways to counteract that, and
population is going to continue to grow.
Like a draft system, maybe?
Expansion draft.
Conference system.
The conference system, but also expansion draft.
Yeah.
It's about entertain. It's the entertainment industry. Imagine the clubs nominating their five protected players. Just I'm glad it's not me. You could just imagine what you're not looking after me.
Yeah.
Because I think back in the basketball days, wasn't that how there's famous stories of how certain players weren't protected in their expansion draft. And they've blown up, left, and gone. And
I know. I think it was
it Rodman?
Was it the Raptors when who was the one that took the good dunker
Oh,
when he got drafted up to the
Shabs will know Shabs.
Canada?
Ligma?
who's
No, Vince
who's sorry?
Carter.
Vince Carter. Vince Carter. There we go.
Ligma nuts.
He always had me.
No, that could be an option.
Yeah.
And if as long as there's time
Yeah.
to sort of plan, the Dolphins maybe could have done with another year. I don't know, but they've done all right. So, As long as it's time, I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon we'll be sweet.
Yep.
Would that mean shorter season?
Well, that's the thing. I think we're playing too many games as it is. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like there's too much fatigue. I feel the rule. I think some set of rules need to change. If I want to be totally honest, like I reckon the 7 tackle set's got to fucking. Can we bin that, please? Can we please bin
I'm
that?
so glad. I
Why
don't
punish an attacking team for working that hard to get in the opposition 20, go into a try scoring opportunity, you kick the ball dead, and then get punished
mine's
for
The
it?
advantage
dropout.
is 20 metres straight away, too.
That's what I'm saying. So you're,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got your 20 metre
you're conceding
advantage.
20 meters. You're conceding 20 meters, but on top of that, let's punish you even more and give you a 7 tackle set.
Well, hang on. This is what we used to do back in the day. So Billy Slater couldn't get the ball. We'd kick
Yeah.
it dead.
Yeah. Well, I think Joey Johns used to
We
do
used
that
to
as
kick
well.
it dead. That was our game plan against Melbourne. Kick
Yeah,
it dead.
if you were like 40 out, you'd just kick it dead
Get
and then
set
stop
on your 30.
rather than
Okay, to combat that, then, if that is an intention, if that's obviously
well,
intentional,
how do you police an intentional kick?
tell them not to do it.
Well,
Do not kick it. You're not allowed to kick the ball dead on purpose.
anything outside the 40. So if you're kicking it dead outside the 40, I reckon
Yeah.
that warrants a 7 tackle set. Usually, because it's a deliberate attempt to kill the set, to kick it dead.
Maybe touch your when you play the ball, the foot touches the football. That'd be a start. Everyone's just dumping it like touch footy.
Yeah.
At the
Well,
moment.
a couple
That
years
might
ago,
start-
they harped
did
on
police
that.
it for a little bit, but everyone's just. Do you notice how many people are standing in tackles now too? So as soon as a third man gets involved, it's held. People are standing in tackles all the time.
Yeah,
It's not
quickens
really.
it up, doesn't it?
Quicken even more. So people aren't going to the deck as much. You know, so that's where the game's speeding up more and more. They're not touching it with their foot when they're playing the ball. There's microseconds that it just keeps that accumulates during a game. And I think players are going to have to train different now. They're going to all have like body shapes like AFL players.
Yeah, true.
You know, like it's the amount of Ks they're putting into their legs. So it's something to look at.
What do you do a game? How many Ks?
Top it. I don't even know, bro. All I know is it's quick.
You'll do at least 7 to 8 Ks, I reckon.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So anyway, topic for another day. Mythbusters, boys. Let's switch it up. I've got so many questions coming in from our fans. You know, they were so excited that the new you boys were coming in. So let's start with James. Jammer, you lathering yourself in Vaseline before games was to give you a competitive edge, so defenders couldn't tackle you.
Yeah.
You did that?
Yep.
Everyone did that
I
back in
know.
the day.
Tapine.
Mate.
Tapine does it.
yeah,
We come from
you
different
used to-
eras.
Can I ask, how much Vaso did you used to play yourself with?
No, so there was one time it came out because our
how did it come
our
out?
trainer was missing. So someone else, I said, "Can you put some Vaseline on the back of my legs?" And he went and got like a bucket full and put it all over.
Too
But
much.
lad, it come from when I was a kid. There was a coach who I played for, and he used to put cooking oil on our legs. I'm not even joking. He's in jail now. No, that's a joke. He put cooking oil on our legs, and we're like, "What's this for?" And he goes, "Oh, to make you harder to tackle." Like, fair enough. And like some lads get massages before the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Leave the oil on.
Yeah.
So all the time we play against teams, 3 men in, grab a leg. I was like, fuck that. No, you can't grab my legs. I'm going to put Vaseline on them to make me harder to tackle. And totally within the rules of the game.
Yeah, totally. But why do you stop?
I never.
Oh, you didn't?
I always did it. There was one game where someone put a ridiculous amount. You got to remember, I'm just about to go on the field. Am I going to put my hands in Vaseline? No. So I had to get someone to do it for me.
No.
So whoever did it for me just put way too much on it, came up on the camera.
Oh, can I say-
And then Nate Miles slapped it in my face. I was like, fair play to him.
It was very
laughed.
blotchy.
I laughed because I was just like, mate, I'd do exactly the same.
it was very blotchy. Like now you just got experience enough to apply an even layer. So
Yeah. Well, it was never me. It was never
love
me.
that. Oh.
Some of the trainers would queue up to put it on.
really?
Fred Serraldo couldn't wait. Oh, can I do that, please? Fred, go away. Not you.
It's all right.
So would you like stand
One
and
of a
like
kind.
really just ride your shorts?
No,
up,
no, no.
or-
Just put it on the hamstrings.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
can the
Why wouldn't you do the front of that?
That's a good question. I've never thought about that.
People trying to chase you down, eh, bro?
Yeah. No, when you go for the leg, they reach on the hamstring, don't they?
Yeah.
And then it's on their hands. They can't focus.
Can't catch.
Yeah.
Would have been nice if you got sponsored by Vaso.
Oh.
Fox,
Yo.
is it true you hog the massage table and spend most of your time massaging your calves, despite you having the skinniest calves at the club?
Do I spend the most time? I do, yeah, I do. Is it true? Yeah, true.
You're telling the story. So yeah, it is true.
Yeah, 100.
Okay, what do you love about a massage?
I feel like I get more out of massage than I do ice bath, so I spend a bit more time.
So pre-game, like you spend quite a bit of time on the massage table.
Always get extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, always have to. I don't like ice baths, bro.
I love a pre-game massage, but you know what? It could counteract. Like it could actually make you sleepy.
I've ice bathed before a game.
Have you?
Yeah, boys still do that.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yep.
I don't do it, but
No,
Does do
yeah.
it.
Wouldn't that seize you
Oh,
up?
I hate
though?
the cold.
No, it just used to wake me up. I mean, ice baths were towards the end of my career, but yeah, I'd jump in every now and then. If I wasn't feeling up to it, I'd jump in.
Wow.
Towards the end of my career, I wasn't feeling up to it.
Wake up, come on.
Wake up.
I've still got it.
Oh,
You want to be
more
here.
years to go.
You want to be here.
You want to be here.
Is it a dream? It's not a dream. It's a nightmare. Still going.
Red, this was for you. Is it true you were juggling footy and modelling in your playing days?
Modelling. I had a couple of sponsors here and there.
Yeah, talk me through it.
Oh, jeez. I can tell you about my Toyota one.
How did
So
that go?
I did this like full shoot around Toyota, and back then, like the RAV4 came out and had the reversing camera, and I was like, "Look at my car, I got a reversing camera. How good's this?" A week later, I got done DUI and I lost the sponsorship. So yeah, that was about as good as my modelling career. I did a couple of T-shirts here and there, mate.
But mate, back in my school days, I used to see all the girls like have these printouts on their clipboards of you shirt off. I would never forget it.
Printouts on a clipboard. Like, how
dead
far
set.
we've come, eh?
Like cut out
yeah.
of magazines, and like they used to glue it on their clipboards and that.
Were you sponsored by Butterbean?
Last one for you, Foxy. You received a formal warning for cheering too loud at your son's footy game.
That is true. It was a video I put my son run down the sideline.
I've seen that.
I was-
You put on your Insta.
Bruh, yeah. I know, it just makes me that proud, bro. I love watching my son
Yeah,
play. And then,
but why would you get a formal warning?
because I was too loud.
What?
Because I was like screaming up and down the footy field with my son.
Is that what it's
And
done
they-
to?
Yeah, it's getting a bit sensitive, aren't we?
They sent a warning letter that I can't do it again to my son's managers.
Can you cheer though?
That was the warning.
For
I'm being too
cheering?
loud for cheering.
How do you police that?
I don't know, bro.
Mate, you're cheering too loud. Can you get the fuck off the field? Like, what the
Bro.
That makes zero sense. You know what?
Just have to do that.
Yeah, good on you for like
mate.
supporting your son, cheering for your son.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's
I
weird.
feel like there could be more to the story, Fox.
Yeah,
I promise you, bro. I was just the video says that was a video.
No, I
The
believe
video-
you. I believe you. But there's also with junior footy. What age is it till they start playing for points? Isn't it like till 12 or something
After
now?
8, I think underage. After
Like if
underage.
you abuse the referee or abuse someone else,
No,
you're
the
just cheering
referees,
for
they
your-
don't even
for
have
your
referees.
boy.
It's just the two coaches.
Oh,
It's just the two coaches.
Hey, what's your thoughts of like playing a game but there's nothing to play for?
Yeah, I don't. It's play to win, learn to lose. Man.
Yeah.
you gotta learn
I think there's
those.
so many values in like losing a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Like as hard as it is, like
that's a whole nother podcast source. I mean, even the tag. I mean, I'm not for it either.
Yeah.
You know, you got to learn to tackle at a young age. In my opinion, I think as kids get older and get bigger, and then they start learning techniques of tackling, I think that could maybe potentially cause more injury.
yeah, I don't agree with. Yeah, everyone gets a participation award. Yeah, high fives.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you want to, if you're losing, you want to work harder to win. You know what I mean? And if you're winning, you want to be rewarded for winning and playing well.
The world's changing, Source.
Yeah, I know.
The world is changing.
We could keep on going. All right, let's talk about the evolution of the game. A lot has changed within the game. We've touched on it a bit, expansion and whatnot, maybe on the rules as well. How has the game of rugby league evolved in the years in terms of rules and play style, and what do you think we need to eradicate or bring in? Let's start with you, Gemma.
Obviously, 7 tackle set was a massive changer. Like the penalties to slow the ball, to slow, like sometimes just slow the game down, especially on try line. Like you can see the penalty and just completely like slow it down. Like teams still do it now, but not to the same extent. Yeah, that's probably been the biggest one that I can think of in the shot clock. Like even kicking, like think back to when we were playing Reni. Like we'd get like close to the end of the game and the half had fine touch.
Yep.
Like you never see that anymore because it's not an advantage, it's actually disadvantage. So
Yep.
things like that, which people can argue whether it's good or bad, that's probably it. What would I like to see change?
I don't like the dropout one.
Which in terms of what?
Or the dropout and not be penalised if it goes short or goes out on the full. Why should you be the disadvantage of putting a good kick into an in-goal area and the defending team get a 50-50 chance of getting the ball
You
ball
just
back?
touched on it. So you know when you go for a short dropout, right? And like everyone's just standing there and it's like on the cusp of even going over the 10 or before the 10.
Yep.
And like everyone's just scared to kind of like make a play at it. It's like waiting for it, sitting down. Like I feel the defending side has an opportunity to catch the ball regardless if it goes to 10 or not.
Well, if you're the attacking team and you've built pressure, like
Yeah.
set after set after set, you've learnt the skill of being able to put it on the toe 10 metres where it bounces into an in-goal area,
Yeah.
yet the defending side gets a 50-50 chance at it.
Yeah.
It just well, there's no advantage. Like what, you know what I mean? You're going to go for the short dropout every time.
Yeah.
Imagine how deflating it is when you've built that much pressure, and then the team that's just dropped it out gets the ball back.
Swings momentum big time.
And knowing that attacking close to the line is the hardest spot to attack. So
Correct. What rule do you hate playing currently?
what do I hate?
Top of your head. Because I know you did a look at the script before we started the show.
I don't like the 7 tackles.
Yeah.
You get an advantage already going to the 20. And I like that one. I like the dropout one. Like the defensive team gets an opportunity to get the ball back. So,
Okay.
but where would they, if they do knock it dead, where would the attacking team start? 20 metres out, 20 metre tap, going into to attack the try line? Like where?
I think it just goes back to you get the penalty if you don't kick it far enough or it goes out on the full.
Yeah, so de-incentivise the short dropout
Yeah.
because teams used
Oh,
to
you
do
can't
it.
go short.
Oh, no,
It's
you
always going to
can't.
go long.
Well, like you shouldn't have the 50-50 because you don't get penalised for
Yeah.
if it goes short. It goes back to just the turnover, right? And the team doesn't get the 2 points.
Yeah.
I think what you just said before about changing the game, I think Jimmy's era, the 2-12 maybe team where they started passing between the forwards and out the back and those shift plays, like I think that changed the game. Like what you guys were doing with the 2 front rowers, play at the back. Now you see a third half with the 13 at the moment.
Yeah, the 13 acts as another
But
service
I
player.
think that I really love the way I admired what the boys did for, I think maybe 2-12 he started bringing in that
was when
play.
he started, yeah.
I think they were the start. They started
Yeah, I agree.
the different shape where front rowers were bringing in, being another attacking option. You know, that no one knew how to defend that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and then they slightly adjusted. Now you've got the 13 playing that role.
Jen, was that something you kind of like brought into the game, or was this something come from the coaching side in terms of a play you were trying to do? Or
No, I did it a bit in England, and then just it just sort of worked at Canterbury. But we probably overused it and put probably a bit too much structure around it in the end. But the way like Penrith in particular now, like when Isaiah Yeo goes into the line, like you don't know if he's going to run
yeah,
or pass. Like
you got 3 options.
no matter what, he gets it right because he's just so conditioned to knowing. Like he doesn't make his move until the defense make the move. So like his carry is underrated because we all love the ball playing ability, but his carry's only so good because he's got that option.
Yeah.
And gets that balance. So like he gets it right. I've never seen him make a bad decision.
Putting you're going.
Yeah, sorry, he's got he's 6'4", 6'5",
Yeah.
so he's a big body, and he'll get to start on B, maybe carry over to C or D, and you can't peel off him because he's too big.
Yeah.
But then he'll play at the back, and then you're short on the edge. So he does it the best out of all the
Yeah.
13 to do it.
I want to ask, what are you trying to achieve? Like people that don't understand what we're talking about, what are you trying to achieve to play that kind of 2 shape when you're digging in, either having the option to hit the front row or play at the back? What are you trying to achieve with that?
Well, fundamentally, when you carry the ball, it's always a run for you. That's a first thought. So we spoke earlier about Vaseline on the legs to stop, because teams focus on controlling the ruck, so putting numbers in the tackle. So having an option to play is important. It takes, as a defender, you're looking and thinking, oh, something's going on here. I can't just commit to that tackle. So there's that. And then obviously it's hard to create space and 4-on-3s or 3-on-2s out the back. So it's a way to do that, like a disguised way to do that, because attack is all about deception.
Yeah.
So like you'd have a back rower sitting there thinking, oh, there's just a middle forward carrying the ball here. I can clock off. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I've got to go.
Yeah.
So
Jump.
That's what it is. And obviously the longer the game goes on, the focus, like one of the hardest things I reckon in football, and Fox speaks about the speed of the game now, athletically, I think players can catch up, but it's focusing for that long.
Yeah.
And it's happening at such a quick pace. You're like, hang on, what am I supposed to do? It's, oh shit, I've got to go in now. But
Staying present.
Yeah, it's staying present, staying focused. That I reckon that's the most difficult. And it's even like, it's hard to train. Like, I don't even know how you train for staying focused for that long. That's the hard thing.
I think we've done a lot of that over the preseason, where we're staying in the moment. Yeah, if something went against us, but we're
Flushing it.
We're flushing it, but we're smiling about it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what sets us apart from everyone else. And you see the Panthers, brother. They do something wrong, but they're just next job mentality. You know what I mean? You've seen that in the grand final last year against the Broncos. So whatever team's mentally strong, they're the ones that survive, I suppose.
I agree. Speaking of culture, like, how does a club and team culture affect on-field performances, in your opinion? Reni?
It's chemistry. I mean, you got to have the perfect chemistry. It goes back to, it even starts with your recruitment. You know, I know there's, like, the Melbourne had the no dickhead policy, but everyone's got to buy into a system.
True.
You know, you can have hard work. You can have the hard workers and you can have the talent, but they've got to complement each other. You know, like, you can't have. There's so many variables that come into a winning culture. You've got to have the right personalities as well.
True.
You don't necessarily have to have all the big stars. I mean, respectfully, Souths are the perfect example, because they have, they're full of stars and they just didn't buy into that system that they were surrounded with their previous coach. So a lot comes into the chemistry, personality, and obviously the hard work.
Yeah, I agree. Fox, you've obviously come from Melbourne.
I'm saying what Ren said. The chemistry, the connection, and connection. Probably don't talk enough about connection in a team, but that was our big focus this pre-season of. We wanted to be the most connected footy team in the competition.
There's so many distractions as well, right? You got your phone, you got your little cliques in a group, but you actually have to make effort to form those connections with your teammates.
You need to have good people, bro. You need to have good fellas that you want to be around every day, that have a laugh, but love working hard as well. And I feel like Ciro's brought those fellas like Critter, Drew Hutchison, Jake Turpin, Kurt Mann, like all these fellas that have come to the club now. It's just, bro, we love turning up every day, working hard, and you can see it on the field, bro. You can see it on the field.
It translates for sure.
And and everyone's bought into the system, bro. Like from day one, bro, everyone's just worked their backsides off to get this system right, and it's so detailed to everything. And you just see it on the field, bro. It's mad. I absolutely love it. I love being a part of the club at the moment. And
what about you, Gemma? What are some examples of successes and failures, in your opinion, from clubs that have a really good culture in place and who don't?
I reckon Fox hit the nail on the head there about going in with a group of lads that you enjoy spending time with. You spend more time with your teammates than you do your family or your friends from outside of football. So goes a long way if you can get along and you actually care about one another, because, all the teams have the same salary cap. Everyone has a sports scientist. Everyone's pretty much like running the same shape, but same, different. But if you can actually do something that you care about, do something for your mate that you care about, you see those teams that have each other's back. That's what it comes down to. If you've got your mates back versus, I think it's the old saying of like, you'd rather have a champion team than a team of champions.
That's true,
so like, and that basically is just being together. When things go wrong, because things will go wrong, and how you react to it. Like, you're naive to think that, like, I'm looking at Fox and thinking about the Bulldogs and the setup and the work that they go in, but they're not stupid. They're not thinking like this is going to be perfect and everything's going to go our way. The example on the weekend of Kurt Mann does something like stupid, like he got the got para pinned in their own end. They're going nowhere, and he does something stupid, and you just go, like, I've been part of teams where it's just like, oh, fucking hell, killer. Right, that's it. Game's done now.
Yeah.
We're down to 12. We've got to work. We've got to do this because of you.
Particularly with 3-4 tries getting sent
Yeah.
out on top of that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you know, you throw the toys out the pram, but the good teams, like watching the Bulldogs, they just go, oh, we're right.
Yeah.
They didn't. We got his back.
There's a
We
sense of
move on.
calmness.
It's gonna be hard, yes, but it's fine. We'll crack on.
Yep.
I love that. All right, boys. Bit of fun stuff. What's in the sauce segment? And the first question to start us off: what's a funny coach interaction that stands out for you? Who wants to start us off?
You follow start off.
You want to start it? Jammer, do you have a funny interaction with a coach, or something that comes to mind? Or shall I start us off?
Go on, you start.
All right. Well, we had Anthony Griffin at Penrith for a few years.
What was your last
Have you had Anthony Griffin?
I've never met him. I've never met him.
I think I know where this is going.
He's a very passionate individual.
How does he talk? Do you know how he talks? How does he talk?
I'm not gonna do it. I don't disrespect him. I
Someone does a bad impersonation,
Yeah,
bro.
bro,
It's
so
funny, yeah.
slack. I get along with Hook pretty good. Anyway, I lived in the inner west, and I used to commute out to Penrith, so it used to take me probably an hour and a bit to get out there. Anyway, one week, he's always he wants team on the bus wherever we go. As soon as we leave the academy, we'll go together. All right, no matter what. But we're playing the Warriors that week, and our flight was like 6-7 o'clock in the morning. And I told him, I go, listen, like, is it all right if I can just meet you guys at the airport? I live 10 minutes from there. He goes, nah, mate, I'm not real comfortable with that. I'm like, come on, mate. Like, it's just, I literally live 10 minutes. You're going to make me drive all the way to Penrith for an hour and then drive back to the airport. Then on the way back, do the same thing. He goes, how about this? How about I get you a driver and he'll pick you up in the morning? So he's have to pick me up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what would I say to that? I'm like, all right, fine, no worries. Anyway, I've got my luggage bags. I'm going downstairs and I'm waiting outside. It's pitch black. It's raining. And I'm like, where is this bloke? Anyway, I see this fucking Volvo just steam around the corner and he just puts his window down. It's fucking Anthony Griffin. He's at 4 o'clock. I'm like, I'm shit myself. He's like, come on, get in the fucking car. I'm like, I've got my tail between my legs, got in the car. Anyway, and I was meant to pick up James Sigiara on the way. I didn't tell him that I was with Coach. And he was like taking his sweet ass time. We went outside for ages. Safe. Chico, get the fuck in the car, hurry up. Oh, fuck. Anyway, that was the last time. I ended up bringing Gus, Gus, please do something about this. And I ended up meeting him at the airport after that. It was just,
Why would he make it?
I get it. I can see what he's trying to do.
I know.
Connection, right? Connecting.
Yeah.
But that's just one of many stories with Anthony Griffin. Fuck, he's had some pearlers. Anything for you? You had Desi. Surely you had. Fuck.
Oh, he was a bizarre man.
Yeah. Is he a bizarre
Great.
man?
Oh, just like very intelligent. Like, very, very intelligent.
Over intelligent.
Just had a bit of insane in him as well, which you probably need.
Yeah.
Probably the only thing I can think of is like him, like he'd blow up over like defensive stuff or like missing the jump. Like in training, he used to have this like, if we'd finish a drill and then to water, like we'd finish the drill and then you get to water, and if you walked, it was like
It's a pet peeve.
just it's like you'd like robbed his mother. Robbed his mother. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, why are you fucking walking? And like, it's like, lads, come on the jog. Like, and bearing in mind, like some of the training drills we did, like we were spent. Like, you know, you're doing the shuttles or whatever, finish, everyone falls over the line. It's like, right, you're on the break water. The fucking blow a gasket for walking. Didn't mind if someone missed the line or if someone like didn't make a time. That's fine. Walk to water. Fucking, yeah, he'd save you.
There was a time, I need to bring this up. This vision of, I think it was Josh Reynolds talking to the ref or something, and you're packing for the scrum, and you've got out of the scrum, and you snapped that grub for some reason.
Yeah.
What was that about? I've always wanted to ask you this. Do you remember?
I sort of do. I can't. I think he just put I think he was talking to the ref, and I came up, and he backed the ref, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up, ref."
Oh, fuck, I love
But it was
that.
all light-hearted.
You're right, sir. What's that Ivan story? You're gonna tell everyone the Ivan story.
We try,
You're gonna tell that one.
oh, man.
Reni
But
Maitua James
I already
Graham.
told my story, so we're going to move on. No. We'll play the Tigers up in Magic Ground in Brisbane.
Tell the
and-
truth.
I am. And, fuck, I'm having a shocker first half. Absolute shocker. Anyway, and we come into the sheds and everyone's just like, what the fuck is going on? Everyone's heads just down. And this is probably the first time I've ever heard Ivan spray, I say. And rightly so, you know, we're coming up against the Tigers where he got a release, came back to Penrith, and there was a lot of noise about that. And I'm sure he wanted to go in that game, put in a good performance. But yeah, he was saying something, and I was just like, just doing that. And he goes, "Why the fuck you nodding, Sauce?" I'm like, he just singled me out. And I looked at him. I'm like, "Man, I'm agreeing with you."
The boys saying he
And he's like,
was like,
I was right He's singing everyone. He goes, you guys get paid very, very well. Anyway, ended up getting dropped. Me and Regan got dropped the following week, and Brian Tortle came to the side, and yeah, I don't want to say I'm the reason for Brian Tortle's success, had his opportunity, but yeah, yeah, it was,
Ricky Campbell Goodall says it the best.
yeah.
Oh, the
Regan
best.
does a really
You
good job
get
of it.
paid very well.
Yeah, he blames me, but you should see his nuts rolling like a picture. You should have seen his nuts rolling like a pair of marbles like into the toilet. He's like this, like a little schoolboy. Anyway, no, Ren, anything that stands out for you?
Man, I
I'm
don't know.
sure you would have.
Mate,
you would have
usually if I
really.
was in a coach, I was in trouble. Des used to frighten me, definitely, especially because I was new to the club, but you'd already had him for a couple of years. And
He's already accustomed.
you know, when you go into a video session, like everyone had already had their seats for 2 or 3 years. I was sat right up the front. And if you saw your name on that, was it the EDL? You'd just be, oh, no. And you just like one by one, video sessions would go for 2-3 hours. And he'd be talking to you normally like this, and then boom, just explode. It used to scare the shit out of me. You want me to tell the Tim Sheen story, don't you?
Please do.
No, it's not that bad. I mean, yeah, so I got picked in the city team, and I didn't want to play. I was like, how do I get out of this? So I went in, faked an injury,
Yeah.
said I had a sore hip. They knew straight away, like they're trying to do all this test. I'm like, oh yeah, that hurt. Left, and then Hazem El Masri was in the side, and he pulled Hazem aside and said, "Tell Reni I could smell the piss on him. I know he's been out on the drink all night." So that was my first interaction with poor Timmy Sheens. But I had him at South Salford, and you know we squashed it there.
Sheens is a funny cat. Like you talk to him, he's so serious. Like he's got that dry humor, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I remember when my first tour in 2014, I saw Corey Parker and Sam Thaiday hide his suitcase. And because I was an accessory of the fact, and I knew what was happening, they hid his luggage in a locker, and he pretty much had to wear his suit for like 2 days everywhere we went.
Yeah.
And I was shitting myself. But what about you, Fox?
Belzer. But he's just so game day. Like through the week, bro, he's mad. Like he's funny. He'd be funny in video sessions and that. But during like game day, bro, he'd be walking around like an evil human being, like walking around like that, won't say a word to no one, and like you can see it on TV and that how he kicks the chairs and that in the coach's box and all that kind of stuff. But after every game, bro, like every video session, he used to walk in the video room and all the clips used to be on the screen, and everyone knew like. If you see like what the fuck, like WTF, sorry, with question marks, like the boys knew who it was, man. And if you got picked, bro, you'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" You know what I mean? You just spray the person or the player, and then yeah, you just have all these like different clips and that. And like if there was like 4 or 5 question marks, that was good. Everyone knew that was good, and you have like your initials next to it, like next to the clips and that, and everyone would like giggle if you seen like one of the boys with like, what the fuck? And everyone just start cracking up at each other. Like
That's the one thing I don't miss, the anxiety. Like you step into
you
the
know
room,
you did something wrong.
the playlist comes up and you quickly scan in the playlist to see if my name's there.
Yeah.
I'd remember doing it like on the field. If I made an error, I'd think about video. I think, fuck, that's going to be in video.
Yeah, 100%.
The moment you step down the line, you're like, oh shit, that's going to be on
100%.
video on Monday.
100%.
Anyway, I really love that, boys. Our next segment, it's a couple of questions, and guys, let's bring out the chips and the sauce, please. All right,
hot sauce.
so we've got
What
5
if
questions.
you refuse to do this?
Yeah, we've got 5 questions. How do you guys deal with spicy food?
Yeah, not well.
Nah, I don't like it.
I
I'm not
want to
touching
know
it.
what is in this.
What is in this?
I'm not touching it, brother,
Shout
I'm
out to
not.
Min for putting this concoction together. Look at that.
Look at that photo from 2014 that
that-
you've
can you
used,
send it?
Sauce.
That's actually last year, Jam.
Bollocks.
Believe it or not.
Bollocks.
Looking pretty good.
That
though.
is not.
What does that mean? Does that mean ball bags?
Yeah. No, yeah.
bus,
Bollocks are your
bus.
testicles.
Bollocks.
Yeah, your ball bags, yeah?
I thought it was your bollocks. Why did I think that was your ass? Bollocks.
Don't know.
Cheeksy.
Yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, that mate.
Well,
That,
can you have
that
a spoon
pho-
right now?
That photo
What?
of you.
Can you have a spoon right now?
no, like, this is not for me. This is for you guys. So let's just
I'm not
start us
touching
off.
it, brother. I'm not.
Have you got
So if you
insurance?
get something wrong, you
Have
have
you
to
got
have one.
insurance?
We've got
'Cause it-
insurance. We've got milk as well. Don't worry. All right, let's go. Let's start us off, eh? All right.
So hang on. What's the go?
It's a multiple choice. All right. You get the wrong answer, you have to eat a chip with a sauce on it. I won't put that much.
Is this the end of the show too?
This is
'Cause
the
I'll
end of the
start
show.
sweating bullets
This is
out
the
and
end
like
of the
to
show.
get-
We're wrapping up. All right, so we have to wrap up with a bang. Which team has has scored the most points? A, Cowboys, Roosters, Bulldogs.
Are we answering together or individually?
We'll go first. Just give-
Roosters.
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 Correct
Roosters.
answer. Well done. Which team has had the most possession? A, Warriors, B, Panthers, C, Bulldogs.
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 A, Warriors. Correct answer, Gemma.
I'm not
Boys.
taking it, bro. I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Come
I'm
on,
not.
for the sake, no.
Bro, I've
you
got
cannot.
fucking windburn on my lips, bro. Imagine having that. This is fucking even worse.
This is not that bad. I'm telling you, it's not that bad.
You have one then, right now.
Okay, I'll have them with you.
Have
Oh,
one.
they're
Right
those
now.
type of chips, not.
Right now.
Yeah, these are fine. Like, it's not that much sauce on it. Come on now.
Just
Where's the
put it
milk
in-
for it?
yeah.
Yeah, let's just pour it in
Where's
there.
the milk?
We'll get the milk at the
I
back.
should have said Warrior. I thought it was a trick question, bro.
No,
Can I
relax.
smell it?
Yeah, have a
It's
smell.
always a. Oh, fuck.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. See?
Have some right now.
How many questions are there?
God, Brett's from smelling it. There's 3. Oh, I can't show you the answers. Crap.
Is that enough?
Yeah, we'll go.
that's a
Yeah, that's
lot.
fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, go.
reckon
No,
that's
it's
a lot.
not. No, it's not.
Nah, I'm carnival, bros. I can't have it.
Oh, what?
Carnival.
Oh, give me. Oh, here you go. You just have the sauce then.
No.
Wet? Oh,
You have to.
Is that bad?
that's hot. That's hot. Grab us some water. Seriously.
The water's right next to you.
I'm not having it, bro. I don't want it.
Oh, yeah.
You have it for me.
Go.
Mad. Sorry, bro.
Holy shit.
Bad.
Look, he's sweating, bro. Where's the milk, boys? Where's the milk?
All right, next one. Let's keep it rolling. Come on.
Yep.
Next one. Which team has had the most charge downs? Fuck, that is hot. A, West Tigers. B, Raiders. C, Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, kicks.
Raiders.
Fuck me, Reni. I'm so sorry.
What was that? Kicks.
Oh,
Kicks,
there you
bro.
go.
That's too much.
No,
Charge down, king.
get that in you.
Oh,
Well done. All right. Question number 4. Which player has had the most line breaks? A, Cam Pereira. B, Dominic Young. C, Josh Addo-Carr.
Dominic Young. He's got beat me one.
Dom. Young.
Dom.
Dom Young. Okay.
Cam Pereira.
James, I'm sorry.
I seen it. It's maybe
no, you can't.
I
that
told
is-
you, bro. I told you to be.
Just give it a quick scoop.
That's enough for me.
That-
He said you had milk, boy. Look at the milk.
Come on.
Can we get some more water as well?
Yeah, but can we actually
You
have a
got a
proper...
towel?
Come on, that's nothing. I'm
Nah,
telling you, it's not hot. I had one. You saw how much I
Right,
had.
there's
Yeah,
a
but
bit
you
of
love
that.
it.
No. I got to do that for you.
No,
Come,
that's enough.
come on.
That's not well.
well
Why would you
done.
do hot sauce?
This is the last one. This is the last one. Who is currently leading the Daily M leaderboard? Cherry Evans, Hines, or Edwards?
Edwards. Seen it last night.
Oh, Edwards then.
Edwards.
That is incorrect.
Who is it?
Are you fucking joking?
Cherry Evans.
That's
It's Cherry-
bullshit.
It's Cherry
I
Evans.
seen it last night.
Cherry
That's
Evans.
bullshit. That's
Cherry
bullshit.
Evans. Let's
Can
go.
we look it up?
That's
Cherry
bullshit.
Evans.
Look it up.
Let's go. He stitched you up, boys.
How much is he
He
on?
stitched you up good.
How much is
That's
he on?
better.
Hey, stitched you up. Come on.
There's a fair bit on that.
Let's go.
Hey, you just double dip that.
I'll have one with you.
Yeah, you have that one then.
You got to have the last
I
one.
can't have it. My stomach,
No,
brothers.
Right,
You
last
double dip
one.
that, I'll dip mine.
All right, go. I'll have one.
I don't care. I'm not having it.
I'll have one. It is actually that bad. These chips are
Told
quite
you.
nice as well.
I'm carnival diet anyway.
Sweating
so I can't-
bullets.
The correct answer was actually Edwards.
I told you. See?
That's what I was going to go. And
I told you, bro. See?
oh, it was Edwards. What did we say?
You said hi.
He said Cherry Evans. But we said Edwards, but he goes, no, Cherry
And
Evans.
who is it?
Edwards.
was Edwards.
Oh, you fucking I was on Fox.
I told you, honestly.
Oh, far out. That's
I
fucking
knew you were
hilarious.
lying.
Oh, boys, that's all we have for today. I really
God.
appreciate you guys having you on here. How'd you find the sauce? That's not too bad. Not too bad, yeah?
It's not ridiculous. It's actually palatable. Yeah.
What happened to... Well,
What do you mean? I sweat eating an ice cream. That's hot.
This will come out.
from me, boys.
You reckon it will come out the other end?
I wouldn't like too much of it. It's all right.
Yeah. Well, boys, thanks for coming on the show, especially on your busy schedule, and can't wait to get you on and see what our top 8 looks like later in the season.
Thanks for having us, lad.
Beautiful.
Boys.
Thanks, bro.
Cheers.